Historically, the impactful, true, effective activists, nonviolent change agents, insanely humane warriors were only their own suicide bombs. I mean, this is a historical fact. Jesus continually threw everything he had and everything he was against the evils of the age, knowing that it would cost his life, and that if his disciples followed, it would cost theirs as well. Alice Paul, Diane Wilson, the Buddhist monks self-immolating to stop the Vietnam War. They were the incitement for Dr. King declaring that he was becoming only his own suicide bomb by standing against the war, killed exactly a year later to the day. Diane Nash is a good example of someone that decided to be only her own suicide bomb, throwing herself to near certain physical suicide, economic suicide, social suicide, political suicide, career suicide. It did not exact that price on her, and often it does not. For years it did not exact that price from Gandhi or King. Hasn't yet exacted it from Diane Wilson. But that's what they are. These are people that throw everything they have, everything they are, with the consequence to themselves being likely financial suicide, career suicide, political suicide, economic suicide, social suicide, familial suicide as they're divorced by their families permanently or temporarily. Dave Dellinger, Oscar Romero, Rachel Corrie, the young man that self-immolated in Tunisia, the young people in Egypt that stood up in the earliest stages and were beaten to death by Mubarak's torture police, pictures of which incited the Arab Spring. I can't name any of our brothers and sisters who are black who, by standing up, by becoming only their own suicide bombers, were lynched in the 30s, 40s, early 50s in this country. Can you name any of them? Making them only the more heroic. True activists, they don't seek political, economic, physical, social, familial suicide, but it goes with the territory. If you pick up your cross, it will cost you son, daughter, husband, wife, house, fields. Change rarely happens because we don't want change. We fight to stop change, including those who were closest to us. And true activists, by nature of their undying will and compassion, become only their own suicide bombs. So if you look at someone and you want to wonder whether they are doing the work of an activist, being an activist as opposed to acting like an activist, I'm not slandering, then you need only ask, are they being only their own suicide bomb?